All right. Big question this morning. Do we need boots on the ground in Iran? I think that's the question in Washington, in and around DC, that nobody really wants to say out loud. And I don't even think any of the news outlets, if you follow legacy media, sadly, I do. I don't even think any of them are saying this out loud. And I think it's a question that needs to be asked. I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. We're going to cover a lot of this in today's show about what's actually happening in and around Iran, in and around Kharg Island, which is where I believe if troops were put boots on the ground, that would be where they would go. That would probably be the easiest drop off point or easiest access point. I think it would also have the most leverage. But I think all the American families need to know that they need an answer for this, because right now we're not talking about another abstract foreign policy, some debate in some think tank conference room. Now, the other side of this is I had lunch with a good friend of mine yesterday, and he's an Air Force veteran. He's a former weapons system officer on an F-16 Strike Eagle, same kind that went down in Iran. And his version of this was, we don't need to know. The American people do not need to know until after the fact. And I think he's onto something there. I would like to know, and I'm sure many of you would like to know. But the difference in this current administration, and I think even with Trump's previous administration, is that he has really patched the leaks. There's not a lot of information that is leaking out. There are a lot of news agencies that come up with just random stories, and they say an official, a White House official, but they never have any leverage with that. They never have any real roots to the story. So are they created? Is it a created for clicks sort of narrative? Is it a Candace Owens version of a story? I believe that's what I'm seeing right now. But we're talking about real people being deployed boots on the ground. And there's a lot of people in the chat that will say, with Iran, finish them, finish them. Meaning, just bomb the hell out of the place. I don't think you can do that. Or I don't know if I can do that. As much as I want the IRGC, this regime, to be removed and resolved and gotten rid of, there's a lot of innocent people around those buildings, those families. There's a lot of what I would say innocent bystanders that would lose their life. But we're talking about multiple problems being able to be handled at the same time. Last night, the President of the United States announced that military forces took out a member of ISIS, like the number 2 in command in Nigeria. Full disclosure, I have a friend that's been working in Africa, in that region, as a contractor for the last couple of months. I will not give his name. I will not give anything further than that. But what's happened in Nigeria is horrible. It is absolutely disgusting. I've got my Biltong shirt on here. My buddy Anton, he's a longtime sponsor on the channel with the Land of Biltong, or King of Biltong. Yeah, Anton's Land of Biltong. Yeah, there you go. And he has shared some information that I think is really interesting with what's going on there, because he's from South Africa. He's from that area. So oh, there we go. There we go. That's better. My camera's not mirrored now. What's happened in Nigeria is pitiful. It's disgusting. And last night, the President of the United States, Department of War, some special forces, some drones, they got rid of that problem, or they got rid of the number 2. So we've got Nigeria, we've got China, we've got the Strait of Hormuz, we've got global oil prices going up. We have Israel. Some people hate Israel just because they hate Israel. Some people blame everything on Israel. We've got Russia. They just launched this massive drone attack in Ukraine, 1,700 drones. We have Iranian TV coming out and showing their drones with C4 taped to it. So there are a lot of people, and some of you in the chat believe you're entitled to information, believe you're entitled to real time, almost like live stream from the Situation Room. And you're not. You're not allowed that information. You're not entitled to that. And I'm glad that that's happening right now. The previous administration did not have a good way of keeping anything secret. And when you start allowing that information out, I come from the submarine community. Loose lips sink ships. So that's where I'm at right now. What do you all think? Ben Dykes, did you see where all the oil is leaking into the ocean? Yeah, it looks like that Iran is dumping some oil in there. We'll get into that. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe button, and make sure you share this video. I unbanned all the trolls, but I'm happy to flush anyone and just time them out. There's somebody saying that we've got a new war. There's no new war. United States is not actually in a war. Okay. There's no war happening right now. There's no war. And I love that that's the narrative that the news is going with. It just shows how many people follow that. As far as Iran goes, the argument's simple. Iran is not just another like bad country. It's a regime that absolutely funds these terror networks. They threaten everyone in their region there, the UAE, Qatar, Israel, Kuwait, Iraq. They're threatening Iraq, right? They're launching drones at U.S. forces in that area. And we're in a standoff with them over this uranium enrichment, over nuclear capability, over the Strait of Hormuz. That's one of the most important choke points on Earth. China, I think the president's visit to China laid that out. I believe China probably realized that the president has a lot of things under control. China wants that open as bad as we do, okay, or needs it open probably more than we do. And some of you or some people will argue that airstrikes, sanctions, negotiations aren't enough. That if America wants to end the threat, secure the region, stop Iran from going nuclear, we may need boots on the ground. The other side is going to say, hold on. We've heard this before. Iraq was supposed to be quick. I want to remind everybody we're like 9 weeks into a conflict, into a blockade. The withdrawal from Afghanistan probably left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. Blame Biden. Okay. Just that's who you can blame, or whoever was in charge. It probably wasn't Biden. Libya, that was supposed to be limited. And every time we've seen in the past that we've been promised these short missions, it hasn't worked out that way. Right? That's just the way it is. So I can see where a lot of people have doubts, but the guy that's in charge right now is not a politician. And that's where I think people get disconnected. Okay. So today we're going to cover a lot of stuff, and I'd love to get a comment, love to get your answer in the chat. Somebody said, get the uranium. We just got 7,000 kilograms of uranium out of Venezuela. So that is a reality. Question in the chat. You can vote 1 for yes, 2 for no. Is putting American troops on the ground in Iran necessary? Is it a necessary act of strength? 1 for yes, 2 for no. And if you have something else to say, feel free. I will just warn you if you say something stupid in the chat. I've got this, and it's the magic blocker tool So I'm happy to block anyone. But I believe the president is not doing what defense contractors want. He's not doing what the deep state industrial complex wants. He's not doing what cable news wants. Cable news wants boots on the ground. Cable news needs that because they have no other stories or no stories that they will actually talk about. They won't talk about Fauci, right? They won't talk about that. But that's the debate today, and we're going to hear both sides. And I'm happy to take some phone calls. I'd love for people that are against boots on the ground to call in. I'm happy for people that are for it to call in. I'm happy if you're a veteran in the in the chat. I'd love to see your branch of service down in the comments. You've probably been deployed, so you've got a little more. You probably have a bad taste in your mouth with previous elected officials, but they would always fly over there and serve you Christmas dinner, right? So that's what we're going to get into today. I want to jump right in with this story out of DC. President Trump tonight at my direction, brave American forces, armed forces of Nigeria, flawlessly executed, meticulously planned a very complex mission to eliminate the most active bad guy in the world from the battlefield, Abu Bilal al-Manuki. We'll call him AB. He's second in command of ISIS globally. Thought he could hide in Africa, but little did he know he had sources who kept us informed on what he was doing. He'll no longer terrorize the people of Africa or help plan operations to target Americans with his removal. ISIS global operations greatly diminished. Thank you to the government of Nigeria for your partnership on the operation. God bless America. President DJT. I love this, So I'm happy with the way this rolls out. Action, you have planning, action, and then we know. That's the way, in my opinion, that we should get news after the fact. And a lot of people are gonna disagree with that, but that's okay too. And you're entitled to your opinion, which is the beauty of everything that we do here. You're entitled to your opinion as long as it doesn't get nasty. I'm happy to share your opinion. We've got more information here. CBS is reporting on this as well. Trump says U.S. has killed Islamic State leader in Nigeria. Trump announced Friday. I guess this was a drone strike. I'm happy to see that he used a method out of Obama's playbook. And they're slowly taking these people out. The groups, you'll recognize this nice place, never to go on vacation. Groups West Africa branches, presence in Nigeria, Sahel, particularly in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. It's an ISIS Islamic radical group. So there you go. I'm happy to see that this played out like this. The president took action. We're cleaning up that region. I want to say 120,000 Christians have been killed there over the last year, right? Over the last year, that many Christians. We got a Christian Broadcasting Network, great website here. This is a blurred image. They were having a funeral there. And these bad guys here showed up and not only took the lives of everyone at the funeral, they used a bulldozer to dig the hole and buried about 120 of them inside of that hole. Look at this. You see this? So babies were burned, Muslim gunman massacre up to 200 Christians in Nigeria at a funeral. This makes, I don't know how anyone can sit by and not want something like that to be taken care of. That has to end, right? That we can't allow that, no matter where you are. Now, what is that going to do for that region? What's it going to do for Nigeria? What's going to do for Africa? Hopefully, it gives them an incentive to get rid of some of their own problems. We are the world's police force, I guess. Dog Pack, good morning, brother. Good to see you again this morning. Keep up the great work. God bless you. Semper Fi. Dog Pack, thank you very much. I appreciate that. God bless you. Semper Fi to you. Mike ACG, thank you very much. If you're a member on the channel or in the Discord, you'll see that I use a lot of the money from memberships and stuff like that to ship out Bibles. I got a new shipment of a Warrior's Bible. It's kind of a military themed warrior Bible. It's got pages for notes and stuff like that, so you can do your own study. So the postage always helps. I ran into a lady yesterday at Sam's Club. I was buying a bunch of dog food at Sam's Club, and I had a lady. Her name was Janie, I think, from Springdale. She came over. She's like, "Are you Ben?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." She's, saw me there picking up all the dog food for all the vets and stuff like that. But let's keep moving. And I want to get your opinion on some of this stuff. Should we be involved in Nigeria? Should we help those people? Should we help innocent Christians that are being killed in Africa? I mean, I don't think that's a tough question for me. It might be a tough question for some of you. Will troops on the ground be needed in Iran? 70% of you say yes. 26% say no. 5% say they don't support it. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this question. Let me put that up there. Did Trump do the right thing in Nigeria? Yes or no? Getting rid of the number 2 out of that organization is probably a good thing. I don't see how allowing somebody else to hang around there. Glide 3, we should help Christians in the USA first. Are you saying Christians in the United States are not getting help right now? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying Joel Osteen isn't doing enough? Are you saying that, Kenneth Copeland is not doing enough? Are you saying Creflo Dollar is not doing enough with the millions and millions and millions and millions of tax-free dollars that they are grifting off of innocent Christians and emotionally blackmailing people? Are you saying that they are not doing enough? Come on, man. Good grief. There's always a couple that just professional contrarians. And I think Rogue Glide 3 might be one of these professional contrarians. I've never really seen anything positive come out of this guy's comments. Never. How do you say that? Televangelical. I'm pronouncing it right this morning. Thank you. Yeah, the professional contrarian stuff probably won't extend your stay very long in the chat. That's probably not going to help you for very long here. But I'm happy to use the flusher this morning.
They're afraid to make a deal. They don't know how to make a deal. They've never been put in this position before.
So you're going to hold out until they do.
Well, I'm going to do what's right. I have to do what's right.
But the strait should be open, right?
It should be open. Look, see, to stop the strait is very easy. All they have to do is say, we dropped a mine in the strait someplace. See, we're at a little disadvantage, but that's okay. The strait will be open. They will not have a nuclear weapon, and the world will go on, and you will see gasoline prices drop. Energy prices generally drop like no. Don't forget, they have a lot of boats that are loaded up with oil that are going to bring the oil out as soon as this is over. And I think it's going to end fast. They've been holding up the world for many, many years with the strait. They've used this many, many times. They said, we'll close the strait. They've closed it in the past. They use it as a weapon. They're not using it as a weapon with me. And what they did, and actually what President Xi said last night, sort of smiling about it, he said, well, they close the strait and then you close them.
But you think they're going to capitulate sometime soon?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Brett Baer, the most unmovable hair in TV, President said he's not going to allow them to use the Strait of Hormuz as a weapon. I don't know how anybody could disagree with what's happening right now with the amount of commerce that is getting through. We got a whiner. YouTube has shadow banned every single one of my comments. This will be the only one you see because it would not let me something. If you say stupid stuff, it probably will ban you. There you go. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of comments, but there you go. Everything you search about. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much. Dog Pack, you're the best. I don't care what anybody says about you. What do you think? You think the blockade and the Strait of Hormuz is working? I think President Trump timed his trip to China perfectly. They're squeezing China. They are at the same time leveraging the strait against China. We got a bunch of people watching over on X as well. Thank you very much for all my X. I don't even know what you call people on X. Xers? X-Men? We'll call them X-Men in honor of the late, great World War II United States Navy veteran Stan Lee. We'll call you X-Men. So there you go. You're X-Men today. Strait of Hormuz. Somebody said never trust the Chinese. I don't think we should trust the Chinese. I'm a big trust but verify guy. Trust but verify. That's what I think. And I think that's what the president is really doing, is putting pressure on them. He didn't trust the Chinese, or he wouldn't have made the entire press corps and all of his assistants throw everything in the garbage. If you think the president trusts the Chinese, I think you've got your perspective maybe a little twisted, right? That's what I'm thinking this morning. And you're probably smarter than me. That's just the way it is. The chat's typically the smartest thing ever. The audience knows the right answer. Let's look at this. This is a very interesting little thing that's occurring here. According to the New York Slimes, so take as much as you want with that. According to the New York Slimes, citing two Middle Eastern officials, they never give names, U.S. and Israel are preparing to possibly resume combat operations against Iran, possibly under a new name. Let's get a new operation. As early as next week, per the report, options for targeting include, with one official, called more aggressive strikes against military infrastructure targets. I don't think that's a reach to come up with that idea. We're definitely going to resume strikes on Iran. They are not, the beatings are going to continue until morale improves. That's the real answer. That's the real method behind this machine. And you're going to see more of this. These MH-60s are now being implemented to conduct escorts through the strait. We've got more of this happening. That's a beautiful sight. And we've got this. We've got the VBS. We've got the VBSS. They're boarding these ships and checking them out. And I'm all for all of that. You know, why not? 75 vessels have been redirected. 4 vessels have been subjected to disabling fire to ensure compliance. Take out their engines. Take out their engine room. We have the capability to disable without actually injuring the people on board. And that's the capabilities that the United States military has. And there's a lot of people that forget that we can do multiple things at once. And that's the beauty of the United States military. We've got Republicans and Democrats freaking out because Trump is planning to cancel the deployment of a brigade to Poland. I don't think Poland's a priority right now. The Polish seem to have their stuff figured out. I think Poland is probably one of the most based countries on the planet. That's what I think. It looks like we've got a little bit of footage here. I just found this. Thank you for sending me this. Gary in the chat just sent me this drone footage of the operation in Nigeria. Check this out. I don't think there's any audio. The little white dot is a bad guy. Bad guys run when they hear a drone. When you hear that whistle of the drone, it's like a whistle. So much is happening, the swamp's going to drain? Yes. If you don't think the president is, oh, wow. Ooh, 4th of July. That looks like, whoa, the Dixie Cannon. That was my favorite firework. The Dixie Cannon. Wow. Okay. Boom shakalaka. Okay, let's do it.
Amen. Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
I love it. The hummingbird of death. Yeah, I've never heard a drone like what they're using there, but I've seen footage, or I've heard it via footage. I've never heard it personally. And I'm glad, well, I hope I never hear that here in Arkansas if they're monitoring me. I think they got him. Yeah, I think they got him. Great video. It's interesting to see this, right? To see what's happening. I think drones have become the new snipers. I don't think the need for military snipers is what it was because of how those things are being operated right now. Last night's operation targeted a significant presence of ISIS fighters in northeastern Nigeria. Multiple high-value individuals, including AB Manuki. Oh, look at that. Look at the left. Look at the image they put on. Oh, this is an Iraqi or something. I don't know where this guy's from, but they put a picture of Pete Hegseth in one of the brown shirts that he borrowed from the Democrats. And I hope you realize the party that wears this was Democrat Socialist. Democrat Socialist Party of Germany. That's where that is. Snipers are silent. I don't think we need snipers. Well, we need snipers, not to the level that we used to need them. The battlefield is fought thousands of miles away with a joystick now. I mean, that's what's happening. There's information coming out today. Iranian lawmakers propose a $58 million bounty on Trump. They have put out a bounty on the president of the United States. $58 million reward for taking out the president. So we'll get some more Democrats here trying to cash in. Look at that. Now it's the far right that wears the swastika. Wow, in America. Nah, I think far left. I'm going to go far left. Chat, let's ask the question here. Who is the most like the Democrat Socialist Party of Germany, World War II? 1 for Democrat, 2 for Republican. Bar S Boys, I think, is a little wrong and might be eating hot dogs the long way. You might eat hot dogs the long way. I don't know. Love to get your thoughts on that as well. But yeah, there is a I don't put this. Oh, there's a lot of ones saying that it's the Democrats. Yeah, okay. I mean, under Obama and Biden, how many conservatives were arrested for trying to take out Obama or Biden? What was there anyone? Was there anyone arrested that was a conservative for trying to actually eliminate the president of the United States? I can't remember that one. I don't remember a Thomas Crooks from the conservative movement. I don't remember a Thomas Crooks on that side of the aisle.